Hi everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything and welcome to Glasgow. Today I'm really excited because I'm going to a brand new country, Luxembourg, even though I have been there before. I'll explain to you once we arrive in Luxembourg for the first time, which is actually the second time. It will make sense, I think. In the meantime, I'm flying with Ryanair to Charleroi. I went for random seat selection, expecting to be way down the back of the aircraft, row 30 thereabouts. 3B Bravo. I've never been that far forward on a Ryanair flight before. That's one of their premium rows. You pay a real hefty supplement to sit there. I should be able to make a sharp exit, which is a good thing. I've had a cup of coffee to get me up to the cruising altitude, but nothing to eat. The plan is, when we get to Charleroi, I'm going to have some breakfast, because I've got an hour and 15 minutes to kill, then I've got a 2-hour bus journey to Luxembourg. So, unless something goes wrong in the meantime, let's cue the travel montage, and I'll see you when we're at Charleroi.
Right along to your left. Right along to your left.
I was walking past the check-in area back there and I thought it's actually quite quiet. It's a long weekend. I thought this place was going to be nuts. No, it's quiet because everyone was up in security. Geez, I've seen it busy up there before, but not that busy. It took 15 minutes just to get to the gate to go through the boarding pass check and another 25 minutes to go through security. Good job I didn't have my heart set on a breakfast, isn't it? Right, we're off gate 36. That worked out rather well. Because I was in row 3, I was able to make a sharp exit and I was able to get through passport control pretty quickly. It only took 5 minutes. Big line behind us because it was very slow. I also think that Charleroi Airport must be the only airport that I've been to where you have to pay to use the toilets. At an airport, when you're airside, you still have to pay a euro. Right, I'm going to go back in because I need to get some food. Well, that's better. That definitely filled a hole. I'll tell you what though, I'm seriously getting fed up with my internet provider. I'm here in Belgium, Brussels, the heart of the European Union, and I cannot get a signal. Although there's supposed to be 3 different companies they can use. I'm going to have to look into that, I think. Right, Flibco to Luxembourg. It's quite a sleek operation that Flibco have got here at Charleroi. You can't get lost. Right, platform number 7 for Luxembourg. Yeah, so my Wi-Fi provider says if you're having trouble connecting, click on this link and follow the instructions. To click on the link, you need to have access to the internet. So at the moment, I have no Wi-Fi. Here at Charleroi, it's absolutely blowing a gale and it is a cold wind as well, but at least it's not raining like Glasgow. And here I am in Luxembourg for the first time again. When I say that, I mean I've been here, but I've never actually been here. If you go back to October 2022, I was catching RegioJet, the coach service from London, Victoria to Prague, and we stopped here for 2 minutes. And this is what I filmed. So a new country, Luxembourg, but I'm only here for 2 minutes. I don't want to miss my bus. Or at least I can say I've stood in a new country. Now, I've often thought that a country like Luxembourg deserves more than just 2 minutes. So although I'd actually been to the country, I never really regarded it as a visit, although I had stood on Luxembourg soil, so it was kind of a grey area. But I'm officially here now. That was Bouillon bus station there, and I always thought this was like miles and miles out of the city centre, but it's actually only about a mile. And if I keep heading in this direction, I should come to my hotel shortly. I'm actually really glad to be here. This isn't the first time I've actually tried to come to Luxembourg. The one and only other time was in, I think it was April 1986. Wow, I must have been really, really young. I was doing the backpacking tour of Europe thing, and I was in Paris, and I thought, tomorrow I'm going to do a day trip to Luxembourg and cross that off my country list. So I set my travel alarm clock. In those days we didn't have phones, we had little alarm clocks. And I got up, had my breakfast, got to the station, and I remember I was at the station, I was looking at the departure board, and I'm looking at my watch, and I'm thinking, something not right here. Yeah, I'd missed my train by an hour, and it took a little while for the penny to drop. And being a backpacker who couldn't speak French, I hadn't been reading the papers or watching the news, but that morning, European summertime had started, and well, the clocks went forward an hour. Boom, that's why I missed my train. I was on a Eurail pass, and I thought, should I just catch the next train? I think I was in an hour and a half. The journey there was a couple of hours, coming back was a couple of hours, and I thought, no, that's really cutting into my time now. I won't bother. Luxembourg will always be there. I will come back one day and visit Luxembourg. Okay, it did take 40 years for me to come here, but I told you I'd come back, and here I am. I'm here in Luxembourg for 2 nights. The whole of tomorrow is going to be you and I going around the city centre looking at the sights. And I'm staying at the Ibis Styles Centre Gare, and I'm really proud of myself. Wow, we're not that far away from the airport, look. Yeah, so I didn't book this hotel through Accor. I could have, but I didn't. I actually booked it through KLM Air France Flying Blue. That way, not only do I get my Accor points, not only do I get my KLM Air Miles, but by paying for it with a Barclay MasterCard, I get Avios as well. Boom. One cool thing about Luxembourg is the fact that public transport is free of charge across the entire country. That is absolutely amazing. So to get from Bouillon to my hotel, I could have caught a bus, but that would have been waiting around and working out the bus schedules and whatever. I'm just walking the mile to the hotel, and I should be there in a couple of minutes. Rain's forecast in a couple of hours, but there's already drops falling. That's why I'm wearing the hat. Idea is to get to the hotel and try and check in. Check-in isn't until 3 and it's currently 2:20 p.m, so I'm going to chance my luck. Otherwise I'll just sit in reception. I am a bit tired. We've got the full day tomorrow to explore Luxembourg, so I'm in no great hurry to head out. I'll relax, unwind, and then I think we should go out and get something to eat, and maybe a drink as well, just to celebrate a brand new country for the second time. No shortage of places to eat around here. All I have to do now is find the hotel, which is around here somewhere.
Doors opening.
I do like Ibis styles hotels. They all are a little bit quirky and they have a theme. And the theme in this place seems to be sheep. Why? Don't know. But everywhere you go, there's sheep. I'll give you a quick guided tour. Nice big double bed. Usually these beds are quite good. Oh, sheep. Look at that. A little table. In fact, bedside table with USBs. A table in here. It's nothing to write home about. Quite small, quite compact, but that's all you need. That will do the job. The very nice guy at reception did tell me I was on the top floor, and believe me, I am on the top floor, because there's the roof. Yeah, and that's the window. Not much of a view. But one thing I am not concerned about, but I'm aware of, is you can hear the noise downstairs. There's lots of bars and restaurants and things down there, which is good for me because in a few hours I'm going to be going out for something to eat and maybe a drink, and then that'll be it for the night. I don't have far to go because they're right outside. Well, I've just discovered some live German football on TV. However, I am starving. I've only had one thing to eat today, and that was a croque monsieur, or to you and me, a cheese and ham toastie at Charleroi Airport. So I need to get out there and get some food despite the rain. Right, I'll see you outside. I may be missing out on the German football, but at least the rain has stopped. Well, more or less. First time in 2 hours. Right, where is this pizza place I saw? There it is. I'm no stranger to the occasional 4-cheese pizza, the quattro formaggi. That was a 5-cheese pizza and it was delicious. I had actually broken walnut on it and it worked, but it was so packed in there. According to Google, it's less busy than usual. Don't believe it, it's a Saturday. It's a small place. They were able to squeeze me up the corner. I had to be out by 7 o'clock and I made it by approximately 15 minutes. Right, I'm going to get some food, some stuff for the room. I've got some serious YouTubing to catch up on, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. This bed here isn't actually too bad. I had a feeling it was going to be a good bed, and yep, I got a good night's sleep. Okay, it's breakfast time, and I'll see you afterwards. We'll go out and explore Luxembourg. And that's breakfast. I couldn't really film down there because it was really quite busy, and it's a small area. There was a group of about 15 to 16 people there, all having breakfast at the same time. They all knew each other, and that's what helped fill the place up. And another guy, one of these people who like to have a conversation with their phone on loudspeaker, he was having an argument, and then he started pushing chairs around in an angry rage. The manager had to come around and cool him down a bit. What an exciting breakfast. Right, let's go out and explore Luxembourg. How impressive is that? That's the main railway station. This is what I do when I'm in a city for the first time. I print out a map. Now I go into Michelin maps because the print quality of the map is actually better than Google. I look at what Michelin recommends, I look at what Google recommends, I then go into TripAdvisor and mark all of them onto one map. I then walk from A to B to C to D. There's about 12 things I want to see here. The best of the lot, I think, is at the very end. That is the cherry on the cake. But we're starting off here at the railway station. Let's go in and have a quick look. I find it impossible to be in a capital city and not at least visit the railway station. Inouï. I was just trying to see where that's off to, probably Paris somewhere. And what could possibly be a domestic train here. The amazing thing about Luxembourg, I think I mentioned this yesterday, is all public transport is free. Domestic trains, trams, buses, the whole lot, nada. This TGV is actually bound for Montpellier. You could have given me 10 guesses and I wouldn't have guessed that one. I didn't want to film too much in the station there. There was about a dozen police officers, 2 arrests, a couple of guys obviously misbehaving. Hey, how beautiful is this building? This is the Marriott Hotel here in Luxembourg. I was a little bit out of my budget. And here's one of these trams that are free of charge. Okie dokie, according to my Michelin printed map, we're heading north to the river. There's a citadel I'd like to see. Oh, here's a police car, look. Yet again, the police are keeping an eye on me in case I'm breaking the law, which I'm not doing yet. We should be there in a couple of minutes. I did mention something at the end of today's video, the cherry on the cake. I just hope it's actually open because today is a Sunday and at the moment, 11:30 in the morning, this place is pretty quiet, apart from the occasional tourists going around holding a GoPro. I do hope it's open. One thing I've noticed about Luxembourg Airport is the direction of the runway. When they're taking off to the left, they fly right overhead, and boy, they do make some racket. Especially last night, I was lying in bed trying to sleep, and these planes kept taking off, and I was looking at Flight Radar 24, and I thought, these sound like 747s. I'm quite sad that way. Sure enough, they're cargo flights. How was I able to identify a 747 taking off? I was flicking through the TV stations last night and trying to find something that wasn't French, because French just goes way over my head. German, I can bluff my way through, I can get the gist of what's being said, but French, nah. Anyway, I found a channel and I thought, that sounds German. No, it wasn't German. We're right by a railway line, by the way. That's not German. It was Luxembourgish, which is the actual national language of Luxembourg. 77% of the population speak Luxembourgish. The official language of communication is French. There's also German spoken, French and Portuguese. Yeah. Now, Luxembourg's got a population of around about 673,000 people, which is just slightly larger than Glasgow and Manchester, to give you an idea of the population of this country. It's not a huge country, but I wouldn't want to walk across it. And just for the record, I have absolutely no idea where I'm going. There was this little path heading into a park and I thought, let's go down there. It's not as noisy as being up at the main road there. Well, I'm definitely glad I came down here. What an amazing view of the city. I just thought I'd walk down here to the river. That's one of the things I wanted to look at. But wow, this is slippery. I think it's because there's moss growing on the stones, not because of ice or anything. Yeah, gotta take it easy here. Well, I got to the bottom of that path. Boy, that was slippery. I kept the camera running just in case I went flying. It would have made good footage and maybe made this video go viral, but nah, it didn't happen. What an amazing place. Just for the record, I have absolutely no idea where I'm going. I was going to go from A to B to C to D. Now I've gone way off because this place is just so amazing. I knew Luxembourg was quite historic and it was a beautiful city, but I had no idea it was this lovely. All the information signs are in French and in German. Not a single English language sign to be seen, which is cool. It really puts my knowledge of German to the test. This is actually interesting for kids as well. Here's a beehive. Okay, this is a water tower, and I know that because it says Wasserturm there. And like all information boards here in Luxembourg, French and German only. That must have been where you got the water from. How cool. The problem I'm having here in Luxembourg is every time I go to see something, I get distracted by something else equally as beautiful.
Wow.
I have absolutely no idea where I am. I think I was supposed to be heading in that direction, that way, but I just seem to be heading this way because that's where everyone seems to be going, and that's where all the paths seem to be heading. This is amazing, this place. I'm really enjoying Luxembourg. Okay guys, confession time. I'm not really a YouTuber, I'm a pub owner here in Luxembourg. This YouTube thing is just a smokescreen. In fact, if you're in Luxembourg, go in there, tell them that Scott sent you, and the first round's on me. That's actually not the case, guys, but if you keep watching my videos and buy stuff from the merch store, you never know, one day it could become a reality. Yes, after a long wait, the merch store is now open. This is Sue's little project, and boy, has it been a challenge. We've had so many problems. We've had currency conversion problems, we've had a copyright problem, we had a detailing problem where something looked great but it just didn't translate onto material. But I think we're up and running. So if you want something which you didn't realize you needed, have a look on the link below. If you want to buy a gift for that special person or just for yourself, have a look at the link below. Happy shopping. I'm just thinking, why did I wait 40 years before coming back to Luxembourg? That's the first information sign I've come across which is actually in English only. This is the site of an old aqueduct. And so the big question is, how do you get up there? Well, that was very civilized. It saved a bit of a hike up a hill. There's a lift. It takes you up to the top part of the city. Okay, that's the rain on. Well, it's just a light shower, but at least I'm back on track. I know where I am now. This is the Cathedral of Notre Dame, and I think we should go in there for a very quick look. What do you think? This is behind the ticket office for Petrus Caissement. Probably not pronounced like that in French. It is 18 euros, about 15 pounds to get in. There's a couple of tunnels, there's some scenery which you can see from the top here, and there's a public park. And I was looking on TripAdvisor, and although it's a great thing to do, it's a little bit pricey. And I'm thinking, yeah, 18 euros, I might feature maybe 20 seconds on this video. It's not worth it. Will I look back and think I wish I'd done that? Probably not. Another thing I could be doing and shall not be doing is going up here, the Look Panorama. It's like a vertical version of the London Eye. Yeah, maybe not this time, huh? Just for a laugh, I went over to see how much a ticket is for the Look Panorama. 8 euros for an adult, 6 euros for a child. Significantly cheaper than the London Eye, but I will still not be doing it. Don't know what the barricades are up for. This is usually what you see if there's a stage of a cycling race. The Tour of Luxembourg? Not sure. Okay, I'm just guessing here, but I've just passed a church and there's a professional camera crew at the front door. Maybe there's a religious procession about to start. Oh, look at these guys. And we've got about 3 dozen police behind me. And they're not here for me, that's for sure. Not this time anyway. Yeah, something's going to be happening this afternoon. I wonder what it is. How exciting. Okay, just call me Sherlock. I've just found out online. Today is the final day of the annual religious event called the Octave, if that's how you pronounce it. There was a mass at the Notre Dame Cathedral, which we visited earlier, at 10:30 this morning. That explains why they're putting away a lot of chairs. And the event's closing up procession starts at 3 p.m. It is now 2:10. I reckon we should hang around for that. What do you reckon? In Luxembourg, it's a celebration of Our Lady of Luxembourg, the patron saint of both Luxembourg City and the country as a whole. There you go. Yeah, I reckon we should hang around for that. The centre of the city's been turned into a marketplace for the event, and I'll tell you what, some of the food smells pretty darn good. It is, like I said, 2:10. I haven't eaten for about 4 hours, and I'm starting to get a bit hungry. Oh no, currywurst. I might have one just for research and information purposes. What do you think? There are a couple of bars here, but at 2:15, 2:20 in the afternoon, that is a little bit early, especially on a Sunday. So I decided to have a Käsewurst instead. Now that hits the spot. I'm sorry, but that was seriously delicious. The rain's starting, but I think I should get into position for this procession now.
Polaków, zarówno w kraju, jak i za granicą. Modlimy się za tych wszystkich.
Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra.
Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimitte.
Well, I must say that was pretty cool. I found that very, very interesting. There was a very heavy police presence and security presence at the very end. I'm guessing that was the Luxembourg Prime Minister. There's one thing which would have made that even better. A pipe band. You can't have everything in Luxembourg. I even appeared briefly on the local news. The weather's turning a little bit wet, but it takes nothing away from this view. Not all transport in Luxembourg is free. For example, this isn't free. You have to pay for this one. Here in Luxembourg there is no shortage of bridges, no shortage of cliffs, and no shortage of tunnels. I think we should go up and have a closer look. It's probably off limits, but hey. I'm not quite sure what I was expecting to find here, but this is what I found. At least I know it's sandstone and not limestone. Right, one final thing I'd like to see while I'm here in Luxembourg City, and it's in that direction, about 1 kilometre away. I hope I can find it. It's very hard to tell whether you should be on the upper level of the big bridge crossing the gully, or whether you should be going down. I'm going downhill. I'm hoping there's a crossing somewhere down there. That looks like it's the entrance to some tunnel system. What a shame you can't get in there. And here's another little cave. Right, where is this last thing I want to see? There are quite a few people walking down this way, so I'm just going to follow them. Always follow the locals. What a beautiful scene as we cross this bridge. What else have we got on this bridge? Oh no, one of those tourist trains. Let's go down to the river. What a tranquil scene. Only when you widen the angle do you see what's above it. This is not what I was looking for. I just keep getting distracted by things in Luxembourg. Let's go up these stairs and onto the bridge. I was hoping that would tell me how old this bridge was, but it doesn't actually mention it. It does mention this was a crossing point back in the Roman times, and there's been a settlement here since the 11th century. These showers are becoming more and more persistent, more and more numerous. So I better get cracking, see what I need to see up here, and then retire to the relative dryness of my hotel room. But I keep getting distracted by things. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the finale of this fantastic day in Luxembourg is some fun on a funicular. I just hope it's open. Just in time to see the funicular leave. But it's just registered on me. It's free of charge, isn't it? Elbow's not required to get to the back of the funicular. These scattered showers are becoming more and more persistent and longer as well. It's absolutely chucking it down now. So I think I might head back down the hill. So the question is, if you're having fun on a funicular and it's free of charge and you go up a hill, what's just as much fun? Going down free of charge as well. Let's do this. Some things never change. So there I am standing at the bus shelter just trying to stay dry, and a Chinese family comes over. Man asks me, how do you get to the cable car? Where's the funicular? Yeah, I'm happy to be a tour guide. Right, I'm going to now head back to the hotel. I've got a theory actually. The heaviness of the rain is directly proportional to how far away you are from your hotel. I'm about 2.5 miles, and it's been absolutely chucking it down. Typical. Anyway guys, if you're ever in the Luxembourg area, within 100 miles, you have to come here. It's a beautiful, beautiful old city. You really have to come here. It's definitely worth it. Thanks for coming along guys, and I'll see you next time.